This week's energy is the Five of Pentacles. And this may be a week that holds some measure of uncertainty. Maybe you've overextended yourself in some way. So you could be facing some type of setback. Maybe you're under financial strain or your resources are dwindling. You may feel a sense of worry or despair about some kind of challenge that you're facing. Some of you may be dealing with ill health. Maybe you feel rejected or left out in the cold. And for some of you, this card may simply represent the first sign of autumn. Maybe it's chilly weather, or you're spending a lot of time outside, or you're dealing with inclement weather. There's a strong focus on the material to the detriment of the spiritual. So there could be a failure to pursue spiritual values. This week may underscore those who have fallen on hard times, people who are, dealing with poverty or loss, those who are on the fringes of society, those who don't quite fit in for whatever reason. For others of you, this may be some kind of dangerous love affair. It could be something involving a mistress or a risk involving passion, or there's some kind of material obstruction to a love affair. Or maybe a relationship is good for love, but it's not good for money. This is going to be a week where perhaps one or two things are just not going to go the way you planned, the way you hoped, as smoothly as you had hoped. And it's a week where your emotional concerns and material concerns are very intertwined, very complicated, and woven together. The more concerned you are, though, for a situation, the more it has the potential to undermine your health or cause you to be distracted, where you end up, perhaps having an accident or a close call. But on the other hand, this could be a week where your faith is restored. Perhaps there's a turn for the better. You gain some kind of spiritual awareness. Your health begins to improve. It's the end of unemployment. You've gotten over something frustrating. So you may learn some valuable lessons this week. Maybe when you take that closer look, you realize that something is not as costly as you thought. Maybe it doesn't cost you as much time, energy, effort, emotion, money as you perhaps thought it would. Despite whatever week, the energy presents, it's a good week for you to pamper and take care of yourself. You may feel that everyone wants a piece of you, that everybody's being very demanding of you, especially the loved ones, especially those closest. And, again, I reiterate that you should be careful. Taking the slightest risk in any manner with your safety or your finances could result in some kind of negative consequence. This isn't necessarily the week to borrow or loan money. And whatever matters you're involved in, you may feel as if there's just one challenging delay after another. Perhaps work becomes more challenging. Medical issues start to become problematic. And so getting the care that you need can be as much of a challenge as dealing with the illness itself. And because there's so much going on, there could be a tendency to blame. Maybe if you're having trouble in your personal life, you're pointing to the excessive work obligations or the things that you have to take care of. And if you're dealing with issues at work, you may be thinking, I have too many personal problems, and now they're impacting my professional life. So again, a couple of things may not go your way. Emotional and material is tied together. Hopefully this is not in the extreme where you're dealing with extreme frustration or adversity, or extreme poverty, or severe deprivation of some sort. It's about a lack of faith and not realizing that source is always at hand. There is help available. And in some cases, there may be spiritual or religious charitable organizations that step up to the plate to help those who are in need.